Hey, it's Brian at Legit Betting Edge. In today's video, we're going to talk about timing and the role it plays in sports betting and winning. But before we go into that, what I want you to do, if you don't mind, hit the like button, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. And what that does is you help get my videos more views throughout YouTube, which helps me grow. And listen, let's be honest. If I give you just one tip to help you win one more bet, wasn't a subscription worth it? Wasn't a like worth it? I'd appreciate that. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's talk about how timing affects whether you win or lose in sports betting, and it's kind of like life, okay? So timing is everything in life. If you're on time, if you're doing the right thing, and you are prepared at the right time, an opportunity will present itself, and you will be able to take advantage of that opportunity. Now, the same thing happens in sports betting, okay? So we're watching teams, we're watching players, we're watching stats rise and fall, we're watching numbers, we're watching performance, we're watching game results, scores, wins and losses, turnovers, assists if you're watching basketball, strikeouts, hits, walks, scores, runs batted in. We're watching that in baseball. Football, it's a whole different story. We'll talk about football when we get there, but same thing applies there. Everything is timing. What that means is, what have you done for me lately, right? What has the team that you're going to bet on done for you lately? What have they done for themselves lately? Are they playing excellent ball or is it spotty, right? So what have you done lately? Have you picked winners or are you off? Have you won lately or are you mostly losing? Now, if you're mostly losing, your timing's off, right? So you may want to take a break and tune your timing a little bit. Now, how do you do that? Well, look, you dial it back, you take a long view at it, you pull out, let's say if you were using an analogy with a camera, you'd pull back, you'd zoom out, right? Pull out instead of zooming in and take an objective view of what you're doing. And when you look at those things, you're able to kind of see where things may be off. Now, sometimes it's not your fault, right? There is negative variance in sports, but really, you can't blame your losing on negative variance all the time. It's just not right? You got to blame yourself. You got to take ownership for your own habits and what you're doing and how you're looking at something. You may have to come at something with a different angle. If you're that far off, you may have to come in at a different angle. Now, when it comes to teams, people like to use power ratings, right? And they like to predict what two teams coming in, and then they like to quantify it with numbers and use a power rating. This team is 3 points better than this team at home or whatever. Not good in my mind, because power rankings, they start at the beginning of the season. They actually start the season before and you're updating them all year. But what I like to do is, look, it doesn't matter what you did at the beginning of the season if it's the middle of the season and there's 82 games, right? What matters is what you've done for lately, what you've done for me lately. What have you done on the court, on the field, in the diamond lately, right? So that is the most important thing. And so when you're able to identify what have you done for me lately, you'll see some inefficiencies, you'll see some possibilities, and you're able to correct your timing, right? You remember those old cars, 66 Mustangs, Chevelles, they all had a distributor cap and they had a timing chain on there, right? And you had to adjust the timing just right so it was firing perfectly, so it was a nice smooth ride, and you could maximize the horsepower in that car. You remember that? I had some Mustangs when I was younger. So we'd be always working under the hood, and you want to always tune your timing, right? Because if your timing's wrong, you're going to lose money. And the smart thing is, when you're losing money and your timing's off, don't bet. Bet less. Look at less things. Simplify your process, right? Because if you're not winning, which most of us go through a losing spell. Everybody goes through a losing spell. But most of us right now that are watching this video, look, I won last night, but you might have lost, okay? A lot of people lose every single day and keep betting. It's nonsensical. Adjust your timing. Take time, look at what's happening. Look at the teams you're betting. If you're betting heavy favorites in baseball and you need to win 5 games in a row to really show a profit, or if you bet the money line 4 games in a row, a bunch of money, and then you lose the 5th one, all your profits are gone. So you're trying to find value, right? But the only way you can find value is to get your timing right on these stats, on these players. Is your favorite player performing well, or is he performing spotty? Is he subpar right now? You can't bet on that team to win if that's the case. You can sure bet on them to lose, though. You can take the other side every once in a while. And look, when it comes to baseball, Team like the Dodgers, steamrolling. Padres on a massive losing streak after they were killing it, right? You could have made a lot of plus money going against the Padres last couple of games at the time of this video. So what you want to do is you're not going to look at the power rankings for the beginning of the season. You're going to time it in for what's happening right now on the field. These players aren't playing well. You want to go against them. You might lose one, but the plus money is so big in baseball that, you know, when it comes to that, you got to calculate it. You calculate it, and if it's worth going against a couple of times, you do that. If you're looking for value, though, if you're looking for low plus money teams or low negative money teams, low favorites, you got to dial it in. If you want to make a profit that way, you got to really dial it in. So timing is everything for the players. Timing is everything for you. Are your eyes seeing what they need to see? And if they're not, what are you doing to improve that? Are you laying off and making sure you dial in, spend more time looking at numbers, seeing until you see patterns? Timing. It's all about timing. So that's it for today. Just a small video about timing. Timing is the same thing in life, right? Your significant other, your wife, your husband, whatever. If it's the perfect match, would you have been there if the timing wasn't right? Timing, right? It's timing. What I like to do when I'm off timing, what I do when it comes to betting, I'll lay off. Like today, I'm not going to bet a game. I'm looking at the basketball game, but I probably won't make a play. No baseball games. It's a small slate. I don't see what I like. I'm going to lay off. Even though my timing is getting better lately, I've been making money, I'm still not at a high level, right? Some guys, when you get to a high level, you know you're dealing, you're winning most games. Most games you're betting, you're winning. But right now, I don't like to lose one game. So I win yesterday, today I walk into it. I don't want to lose any money from yesterday. So I'm going to pull back and listen, I can take a day off. Timing, right? Timing. Tomorrow's another day. I'll look at games later today, anticipate tomorrow, get ready for the weekend. Right now it's Thursday, and try to have a big weekend. It's all about timing. No need to rush it. It's always going to be there for you. Games will always be played. Sports betting is only getting bigger. You won't miss out on anything if you take a break and master timing. Think about that. Give it some thought. Appreciate you watching. Hope you liked the video. Give me a like. As I said, subscribe to the video, and I'll see you in the next video.